Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're doing a head-to-head between these two lights. We've got the ThruNite TC15 and the Olight S2R Baton 2. So full disclosure, ThruNite sent me the TC15 to check out a while ago, and then they actually paid for me to purchase one of the batons so we could compare these two lights. So I'm always impressed when they do that. I always mention this, but I just think it's cool that they're willing to put their products up against, other products that are comparable, and there's always a chance that, they're going to be break even, that they're going to come out ahead, or they're going to come out behind. So I've reviewed, I think, one of their TC12s a while ago, and I actually thought the Phoenix that they sent me did a little bit better. So yeah, I'm always impressed when they're willing to, jump in and take a chance. So let's go through some of the details here. Your price point, it's going to kind of depend on which bundles you get. So on Amazon, you can get, flashlights without batteries, with certain types of batteries, with extra chargers, with extra batteries. So what I'm going to say is, at the most basic level, if you get the Olight S2R Baton 2, you're going to get it for around probably $65, give or take. So that's going to be with the battery included and all the chargers and the little bag that comes with it and things like that. Your TC15 is going to run you about $50, and again on Amazon you're going to find it, and it's going to come with a battery. So size-wise, you can see that the TC15 is a little bit larger. It's not a ton larger. Let me just put these right bezel to bezel so you can see, but we're looking about an inch in distance between the two. So that tiny little space, not a huge difference, but as you can see, there's a magnetic base, but it is worth noting. So let's go through the specs and the details on the two lights now. So for the TC15, your LED is a Cree XHP35 LED, and for the Olight you have a luminous SST40 cool white LED. The charging process for the two. So as you can see on the bottom of the Olight, you've got that little magnetic base, and you're going to connect it to this piece of gear right here. So this little magnetic base attaches there. You plug your USB into either a plug and then into the wall or into your computer to charge it. For the TC15, let me just turn this around here. You can see right there. Let me readjust the camera real quick. And there you can see the micro USB charging ports. So in that situation, I think the advantage goes to the ThruNite because it's a USB. I wish it did have a magnetic base, but just the micro USB to a USB there's lots of micro USBs around. This Olight system works fine. I don't mind it, but if you do lose this, then you're gonna have to buy a new one because you can't just use any generic micro USB. So I think that's an advantage for the ThruNite between the two right there. As far as your battery, both are going to use an 18650 battery, so just keep that in mind. The weight of the Olight is down a little bit in grams compared to the ThruNite, so you're looking at 101.5 grams including the battery, and 120 grams including the battery for the ThruNite. So not a huge difference there. Size-wise, like I said, about an inch difference as far as the the end-to-end length. Now, something that stands out on both these lights is that they have the side selector switch. Now, I've said this a million times, but I'll say it a million one. I prefer an end switch as opposed to a side selector switch. But since they both have side selector switches, I give the advantage to the Olight in this because this one is rubberized and the ThruNite's is not. I would like to see a rubberized selector switch on that. It just, as far as texture, it's easier to pick up in the dark and just to sense, okay, that's where it is. Now, as far as the clip, you can see that rides nice and deep for the Olight. You can also see that it's got like kind of a cutout there. So that's really the location that it's going to go. You can take it off. Let me do that and try to, cram it down here, and it'll fit, but not, I mean, it's clearly made to fit in this groove right here that's cut out for the clip. You can put it there, and then you could mount this on a hat. I would just be cautious about this because it's on, but it's definitely not as solid as when it's in its proper location. So put this on here. Fine, it works, does the job. The ThruNite, as you can see, also rides nice and deep. So just a comparison, this is with your bezel up versus your bezel down. Pretty close as far as where they're gonna sit in your pocket. With the ThruNite, similarly, it's there's basically a cutout here, a section that it goes on. You could take it off and put it up here if you wanted to. It's not made to do that. So it's kind of a break even. I wish that the ThruNite had a little bit of cutout section here so you could flip it around and carry it the other way. And they've done that in the past in some lights, and even Olight's done that. I don't know why they decided on these particular lights to not offer that option, but again, for me, that's kind of a break even. All right, let's talk about your outputs here. Let's run through the ThruNite first. So you have a strobe, 830 lumens, that's going to run for 180 minutes. Firefly at 1 lumen, that's going to be 41.5 days. Low, which is 25 lumens for 68 hours. A medium, which is 250 lumens for 6.5 hours. A high, which is 1050 lumens for 90 minutes. And then your turbo is going to be 2300 lumens and then drop down to 820. And that's going to go for 2 minutes and down to 83 minutes. So for me, when I think about these lights and I think about your max outputs, I'm really looking at that high, which is 1050 lumens for 90 minutes. And the turbo, I mean, it's fine that it runs for 2 minutes and then drops down, but I'm more likely to run it on high at over 1000 as opposed to the 2300 and then lose the power and drop down to 820. So for me, I'm really looking at that 1050. It is nice to have a 2300 for a short amount of time, but generally for an EDC light like this, I'm going to use the 1050. All right, let's talk about the Olight. You have 0.5 lumens, that's for 60 days. You have 15 lumens, that's for 100 hours. Then you have 120 lumens, that's for 14 hours. You have 400 lumens, that's for 4 hours. Then it's going to go up to 1150 lumens. That's going to be about 2 minutes at the 1150, and then it's going to drop down to the 400 lumens for about 230 minutes. So for me, when I think about these turbo settings, 2300 versus 1150, yes, ThruNite has more output there, but it's, again, I'm probably not going to use that a ton, and same thing with the 1150. So I'm going to be really looking at the highest level before turbo, which is going to be 400 lumens for the Olight, versus with the ThruNite, the highest level is going to be 1050 lumens, and that's going to give you 90 minutes. So you're definitely getting more runtime out of the Olight because 400 is going to run for 4 hours. But yeah, I mean, I think the fact that you have twice the output with the ThruNite at 90 minutes, give or take, let's say, what is it? Yeah, 90 minutes. That to me is a win, right? Because I'm not likely to run a flashlight at that high a lumen output for that long, but it's going to give me several days of running it at that. I could probably run it for a whole week. The various settings I'll use it at in the nighttime and then charge it up. So to me, the clear advantage goes to ThruNite on that one. Now the Olight also does have a strobe. It doesn't give you the runtime for those. And the last thing I want to mention about runtimes before we head out into the night and actually use these things is to say that these tests, as far as runtime and lumens and all that stuff, it's done in controlled settings. And so, there's specifications of exactly how you have to figure out the max lumen output, how long it has to run at that amount of output. But for me, what I've generally found across both ThruNites and Olights is that they run longer at that highest setting than they actually say in the manual. So they're trying to basically play it safe, and if they say it's going to run for 5 minutes, I've had lights at their highest output run for 10 minutes and still not shut themselves down due to the heat. Now that could certainly be because I'm out in the New Hampshire winter where it's keeping things cold. But I just want to mention to you guys that those specific run times and lumen outputs, those tests are done in very controlled environments. All right, so all that stuff is the facts and the details, the information, but let's take these out into the night and use them side by side. Okay, everybody, I'm on the side of my house now, and we're going to go through the different outputs on the two different lights. So we've got the ThruNite over here on the left, and then the Olight over here on the right. We're going to start off with the Firefly setting just to show you that it works. So you can't really see anything shining at the house, a little bit with the ThruNite there, but just to show you on camera, there's your Olight, there's your ThruNite. So I mean, they're both gonna function at that basic lowest Firefly setting. So let's go up to the next setting. Here is your Olight over here on the right. So that's what that looks like. And then here's the ThruNite up to the next setting. So again, Olight, ThruNite. Just looking at them side by side, you don't really see that much difference. Let me back the camera up so you can see a little bit more of a comparison. So once again, we have Olight here and ThruNite here. So ThruNite, definitely, when you look at them two side by side, similar, but I'm getting more punch out of the ThruNite once we go up one step from Firefly. So we'll go up to the next setting. Here's the Olight. Here's the ThruNite. So again, I think you can see Olight, ThruNite, definitely getting more punch out of the ThruNite, and definitely a hotter center. When you look at that ThruNite, you can see a hotter center. The Olight is definitely more diffuse. So again, Olight and the ThruNite, and I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but this has definitely got that cooler white look. It's pretty obvious to the human eye. Olight and ThruNite. We go up to the high setting here. Got Olight over here, through night. I mean, it's just washing out the camera. You can definitely tell that this has got a lot more punch than the Olight at the hot setting. So side by side again, Olight through night, Olight through night. Yeah, that through night is definitely very bright. Go up to the turbo setting. There's the Olight, so just over 1,000 lumens. And then let's go up to the turbo setting with the through night here. And that's 23. So I'm gonna not adjust the camera so you can actually see how washed out it is. I mean, this is definitely washed out, but a tighter circle, and this is much more washed out because it's just twice as much as far as your lumen output. So side by side there, sort of Olight through night. I'm gonna turn and look at the back gate here. So we got Olight over here through night. So side by side, you can definitely tell this one is brighter and hotter. Olight through night. And then we'll take a look at the strobes here. So strobe warning. There's the Olight strobe. There's a through night strobe. Sometimes you have a strobe that will flash and then flash slow and then flash fast, but this is basically staying at the same rate the whole time. And same thing with the Olight. All right, guys, it's a rainy day here in New Hampshire. We're gonna wrap up the video now comparing these two lights. Just to be totally honest with you, I have EDC the Olight S2R Baton 2 way more than the through night, but after doing this video and really putting them head to head, I'll be using the through night a lot more. I just think there's a lot of advantages to it. I mean, overall, at that high level, which, as I've said, that's kind of like my testing point, this thing's gonna give you more output and a really good runtime, and it's about the same size, it's easier to recharge, so I just think there's a lot of wins to the TC15 from through night. Now, I don't know how much work it would have been to put a magnet in the base of this, but that would have taken it to another level for me, because I do find myself using the magnetic base a lot, even just like when I come home and I'll like tack the flashlight, if it has a magnetic base, up on my refrigerator so I can grab it later on. But yeah, honestly, they're both good lights. I've liked them both, but now that I've put them head to head, I'm like, I'm gonna be using the TC15 quite a bit more. Again, changes in the future, magnetic base, and if they could rubberize that that switch, and then if they didn't put a magnetic base on and they just put an end pressure switch, that would be good for me as well. But yeah, I think, you know, price point wise and the value you're getting, I think the through night, to me, it wins the day in this one. But I want to hear from you guys. Are there particular features from the Olight or the through night that stand out to you that make you want to choose one or the other? So leave a comment in the comment section down below about that. Thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.